Good morning, this is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing, seeing mostly sunny and quiet conditions, albeit chilly around the area this morning. Should see a fairly quiet weather day as we move through our working hours today, similar to what we saw yesterday. We will see an Arctic front pushing into the area later this evening. It's going to bring a chance for a few light snow showers, not expecting any significant accumulation. Main story will be some high winds on the backside of that, as well as some much colder temperatures. Taking a look at the current surface analysis, we have low area low pressure well off to our east, and we can see that system coming together off to the north-northwest. That's going to be dropping those two boundaries through the area. That initial boundary will be the focal point for where we'll most likely have the best chance of seeing some light snow. And then that second boundary will be that reinforcing shot of that Arctic air moving through as we get into the start of the day on Saturday. Current conditions this morning, just seeing a few clouds around 25,000 feet, winds out of the northwest at 7 knots. Temperature 22 degrees, relative humidity is at 65%. Looking at the current visible satellite, we can see those clear skies across the local area do have some clouds off to the west that will start building into the region as we get into mainly the start of the afternoon, and we'll start to see mostly cloudy conditions moving in, eventually becoming overcast as we get into the evening time frame. Take a look at the high resolution model for what we can expect for the weekend. As mentioned, should see quiet weather as we move through the day today with those increasing clouds, and then going into the evening time frame we start to see some light snow activity approaching the area. This will be in the form of some spotty light snow showers, possibly seeing a decent snow shower, but again, overall accumulation maybe just up to a dusting, maybe a couple tenths of an inch in some spots, but generally going to see some drier air with this as it pushes through. The main story, as mentioned, will be as we get to the backside of this, we will see that pressure gradient tighten as we see an area of low pressure deepening well off the coast, and that's going to bring in some very windy and cold conditions as we go into the day on Saturday. We'll likely see our high temperature early in the day, and we'll see those winds start gusting up to 50, maybe up to 55 miles per hour as we move through the day. And it's going to keep those wind chill values at or below zero through the day. And we're going to see that breeze continue as we go into the evening time frame, and then slowly start to weaken through Saturday night into early Sunday morning, but still keeping those wind chill values below zero through the overnight time frame. We'll start to see some recovery as we get into Sunday, but still looking fairly cold overall, as we'll still see some slightly breezy to breezy conditions, and we'll still see those wind chill values struggle to get out of the single digits moving through the day on Sunday. And as you can see, not expecting any additional precipitation as we move through the remainder of the weekend as high pressure slowly builds in, mainly just brutally cold and windy conditions as we move through that time period. Looking at the 24-hour weather vision chart for today, as mentioned, green through the working hours today. We'll see our high temperature up around 37 degrees. Generally northwesterly wind this morning, becoming more westerly to even south-southwesterly as we get into the later afternoon, first part of the evening. We'll see those clouds building in, likely seeing a ceiling around 10,000 feet as we get into the afternoon, and that steadily dropping going into the overnight time frame. We'll introduce that orange risk for a light snow shower during the 20 to 0 local time frame. It looks to be the best time of seeing a light snow shower, but we'll continue to see a lingering chance, a yellow risk here as we move through all of the Saturday morning time frame. So can't rule out light snow, brief light snow as we move through that time frame as well. So overall, still expecting total accumulation up to a dusting with any snow shower that moves through the area. With that orange time frame there, we will have that yellow risk for better chance of seeing some reduced ceilings and visibilities with a snow shower in that time frame. We'll see as that front pushes through between the 4 and 8 a.m. time frame, we will see a quick drop in those temperatures down to a low of 16 degrees, and we'll see a quick ramp up in those winds with those peak gusts up to 40 knots during that time period. So we start off with a yellow risk after midnight, more towards the 4 a.m. time period here, and then increase to an orange risk for a red risk for those wind advisory criteria becoming likely. We'll likely see one issued before the start of the day on Saturday. Wind chill will quickly drop as well, so red risk for seeing those wind chills below 10 degrees. And again, we'll see that continue to be the case as we move through the weekend. Tides running about a half a foot above normal. And looking at the weekend forecast here, again, mostly cloudy, partly cloudy. Later in the day on Saturday, we'll see some of that daytime sun developing some clouds across the area with those windy and cold conditions. A high of 21 degrees will likely occur early in the day as we'll see that cold air continue to move into the area. Winds gusting up to 50 to 55 miles per hour. So again, as mentioned, red risk for those wind advisory continuing through the day Saturday as well as into Saturday night, and a good chance we see it continue into Sunday as well. We will see wind chills near and below zero through Saturday, and we'll continue to see wind chills below zero Saturday night. Those peak gusts early Saturday night will be up around 45 miles per hour, and we'll slowly start to see those peak winds calming down as we get into the start of the day on Sunday, becoming just breezy later in that time period there. We'll see that low temperature just dipping into the single digits for Saturday night, and as we go into Sunday, we'll see, again, mostly the partly cloudy conditions overall. Breezy and cold once again. Those wind chills will probably start off just below zero on Sunday and then climb into the single digits for the remainder of the day, and that actual high temperature will be about 24 degrees, but otherwise no precipitation or lightning expected through the weekend, just windy and cold conditions. That's going to wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. to take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.